Hey, guy! Where are you?
Hello, Mr. Gavin. Right now, I'm cleaning my house.
What? Cleaning? You kidding me? Everyone's at the office except you.
At the office? Today is Sunday, right? Was there some kind of emergency?
You didn't know? Today we have a barbecue with Tom from IT company.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know about it. I'll go there immediately.
Yes, whatever. We're gonna get in the car now and go. By the time you get here, it'll be too late. Um, you really are useless, aren't you? There are certain basic responsibilities that come with being a human being. You think that just showing up to work is enough? Well, you do, don't you?
No, I just really didn't know about the plans for today. I'm really sorry. All right, well, it's been half a year since you joined us, and I've got to ask you. Have you been communicating properly with your coworkers?
I've been trying my best, yes.
So then why didn't you know about the plans for today?
You know what? Screw it. Did you know you're the only one at our company without a proper education? No wonder you don't mix well with everyone else. Even still, it's surprising. I only hired you because you came recommended by Steve. He's famous in our industry. I had no idea I would get someone who didn't even graduate from high school. Even if you could do your job. No high school diploma? Our reputation would be in the gutter if people found out.
I'm really sorry.
I'm not attacking you, don't get me wrong. You probably just didn't graduate because your family is a poor or something, right? Honestly, I want to be charitable towards people like you with no hope of success. The thing is, my company is full of people from top-tier colleges. Naturally, since I'm the one who chose them. I'm planning to more than double our employees, and frankly, I want nothing but elites here. I don't know if you're gonna make the cut.
I'll do my best to not get in the way then.
Trust me, I'm not expecting anything special from you. Just make sure you earn your salary's worth. Hey, Kai! Why did you decide by yourself to go ahead with the task?
Hello, Mr. Gavin. Sorry, what is this about?
I didn't give the go-ahead in the chat, so why'd you start working on it?
There was no reply in the chat, so yesterday I asked you directly and you said to go ahead with it.
Really? I said that? What? So it's my fault now? You're gonna blame the boss for something that you did?
No! I mean,
Sometimes in business there are cases if he said, she said. That's why at our company we handle things in chat. Asking directly just because you didn't get a reply in chat, it's completely out of line.
yes, but there was no answer in the chat, so even though I asked twice in chat,
I'm the boss. Do you understand that? I'm not here only to deal with you. There's something called priorities. So don't be surprised if sometimes I can't respond right away.
I'm really sorry.
This really sucks, honestly. You know what? I'm done. Just stop coming to work, please. Just seeing your face is going to make me angry.
So I'm fired.
Yup. Since your work attitude is awful, we have a proper reason for it. We don't need useless people here.
Really? Okay, I get it.
Oh, you get it? Wonderful. So glad you're finally understanding things.
Actually, I'm glad to. I was getting tired of you being so rude. It's actually perfect timing.
Perfect timing?
Yes. Actually, I've been thinking of starting my own company.
Well, I guess the timing is perfect for both of us then. By the way, you actually think that a company started by someone who didn't even graduate high school is going to succeed? And I hate to say it, but no one even likes you. Someone who can't even get along with coworkers, starting their own company. You do realize you were getting left out all this time, right?
Yes, I do. But the only person who was doing that to me was you.
Then why were you by yourself all the time? No one talking to you at lunch. If there was an employee event, you were always the only one not there. If people actually liked you, you would have found out about the events, right?
That was all you're doing behind the scenes. I know you were trying to get me to quit. Whenever you weren't around, the other staff were actually really nice to me.
Quit with the bluffing. See you later, you poor, uneducated loser. Oh, by the way, don't tell anyone you work here, okay? The idea that we hired someone like you is pretty embarrassing. Hey, Kai. What did you do? Suddenly all my employees quit.
All of them? Congratulations!
Huh, I'm asking what you did. Every single employee, all 6 of them are gone. How did you trick them into leaving?
Please don't say it like that. Everyone was looking for another job. I was only giving them some advice. Then they asked if they could join my company. All of them are working for me now.
What? For you? Why would they work for you? I get it. You must have paid them extra to join you.
No! Actually, I didn't.
It doesn't matter. Thanks to you, I'm actually in a lot of trouble now. The way things are, I won't be able to deliver anything on time. They're using up their paid vacations and not coming into the office. Give me back my damn employees now.
It's really not my decision to make. Everyone quit for their own reasons. For example, that you orchestrated some sly plot to harass them. That you were aggressive and forceful, not paying their overtime. Or that you made them bring you groceries or clean your house on their days off. Who would go back to a boss like that?
Listen, I think you've gotten a bit overconfident since starting out on your own. Don't think that you're gonna survive with that attitude. I have a lot of connections. There's a lot more trust in me than with someone like you came from nowhere. Out of respect to Steve, I have been quiet up until now, but now I'm gonna tell him everything.
Okay.
Huh? You're fine with that?
I mean, Steve is my brother.
What? Wait a second. Steve is your brother?
Yep,
But your last name's...
he's my half-brother. We have the same mother. Also, I helped him a bit when he started his company. Even though I didn't graduate from high school, I'm good at programming and web development.
So why the heck did you join my company?
Because I wanted more office experience. I think my brother and friends probably only gave me work out of kindness, so I wasn't confident when it came to starting my own company. Then my brother told me someone he knows is starting a company and I should try to get a job there. So that's how I came to suffer through this ridiculous experience with you.
Seriously? I had no idea you were his brother.
I know, right?
To tell you the truth, I actually had a reason for being tough on you. I guess I wanted to teach you how hard the real world is. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I was only trying to help. When your brother introduced you to me, he said to just fire you if you weren't useful to me. So that's basically what I was planning.
I see. So it was really my brother's instructions.
Well, not really. I wasn't just following his instructions.
Well, for me, it's all in the past, so I really don't care anymore. I don't think I'm going to be gossiping about you to my brother either.
Well, there you go. Steve's brother is exceptional after all. Hey, I know you could be very forgiving. So I want to ask something of you, if that's okay. Is there nothing you could do to help my current situation? Like, maybe you can convince my employees to come back?
Oh, wow! I don't know. Little me who hasn't even graduated from high school.
No, come on! This is something that only you can do, Kai. I honestly apologize for everything that's happened. So, I'm asking politely. Can you help?
I understand.
You understand?
I don't want your customers to find themselves in trouble, so. Okay.
Really? That's really great! Thank you!
And in exchange for that, all of your company's work will be transferred over to my company.
What? You're trying to take over my company?
Taking over. That's not the right phrase. Let's just say that you're handing it off to me.
It's the same thing. Don't mess with me. Who the heck would hand their company over to you?
Well, you can't manage it on your own, can you? It's best that you just close your business and leave the rest to me. Oh, and I think you should begin to relearn things again from the start. For example, people skills.
Ultimately, Gavin found himself unable to rectify his circumstances. Just before his company was about to make deliveries to its customers, he came to my office pleading for help. I'm certain he didn't anticipate his entire workforce resigning simultaneously. However, that's the extent to which they were fed up with Gavin's conduct. In my situation, it boiled down to straightforward harassment regarding my lack of high school graduation. When it came to his preferred employees, he would frequently contact them during their scheduled time off. It appears he genuinely believed that individuals would find joy in being included in such a manner. Naturally, this was nothing more than exasperating for everyone except him. I believe there's nothing amiss with the boss attempting to cultivate a friendship with an employee. Nevertheless, there comes a juncture where a boundary must be established to uphold the employer-employee dynamic. Following this incident, Gavin found himself unable to place trust in anyone anymore. He relocated back in with his parents, and from what it seems, he never ventures outside the house. In spite of all that transpired, I'm grateful that I gained the confidence to launch my own business, partly due to Gavin's influence. Essentially, I appreciate that he aided me in acquiring valuable office experience. I'm certain I'll never be able to erase him from my memory. As an example of what to avoid, of course.
Did you go out or something, Bella? When I arrived home, it was pitch black. I have no idea what's going on. Hello, Bella, how are you?
What do you want?
Sorry, I was just wondering whether you were out or if you had gone somewhere. It's becoming late, you're not home yet, and you haven't told me anything or left a letter or anything of the sort. I think I was simply becoming a little nervous, but who can blame me?
So you're finally back at home?
Yes. I had some things at work that I needed to get in order before I could go, but I'm finally back.
Is that correct?
Yes. So, when do you suppose you'll get home tonight?
I'm not going to that house again, Samson.
What's that? I don't get it.
The truth is that I have reconciled with my ex.
What exactly did you do? Do you mean the same ex who you said was continually taking out loans he couldn't pay back and attempting to entice you to help him?
Yes, he used to be like that, but that's all in the past. He has paid off all of his debts and is now a contributing member of society. He's definitely changed.
I'm not sure I'd feel the same way about a guy who is desperate to rekindle his relationship with one of his ex-wives.
You don't even know him, therefore I don't see how you can justify disparaging him.
If you're truly abandoning me to rekindle your relationship with him, I believe I have the right to slander him a little.
Oh, mature. He worked very hard to get his life in order so that he could have me back. Isn't that touching? I was moved, and I believed he had truly changed. That is why I have decided to leave you. He's the one. I'll just be going over to get my belongings, and that will be the last time you see me. It doesn't matter if I forget something.
Hold on. This discussion is far from over.
Anyway, I'm out of time, so bye.
Bella, hold on. Please come back. We're not done yet.
I'm sorry, is this Mr. Sampson's phone number?
It certainly is. May I inquire as to who I am speaking with?
Yes, I apologize for messaging you like this out of the blue with no introduction. My name is Edward, and I work for the law company L&P.
Okay, fine. So you're Edward, right? And you're a lawyer, right?
Yes, it is correct. Your wife hired me. She provided me your phone number so that I could contact you. I hope that's okay.
So you were recruited as my wife's personal lawyer?
Yes, sir. Okay, I'm afraid I've already taken up too much of your time, so if there are no more questions, I'd want to explain why I'm contacting you. Your wife looks to want to divorce you.
Oh, so she's dead serious about reuniting with her bad ex, huh?
So you're familiar with your wife's situation, I see. I think this could save us both some time because there is less to explain in this scenario. As part of the divorce proceedings, your wife is demanding $30,000 in alimony.
Excuse me? She's attempting to extort $30,000 from me? Despite the fact that she was the one who was conducting the affair?
I see you don't know much about the law, sir. Please allow me to explain a bit more so that you understand what is going on here. In this scenario, the law does not distinguish between one party being unfaithful and another being faithful. However, the law states that if a woman divorces her husband, the husband must pay the lady $30,000 in settlements.
Is that what the law really says about divorce?
Of course, sir. After all, I am a lawyer, which is a highly important job. I'm too busy to make jokes about my job.
You're absolutely correct. I've never met a lawyer who didn't take their profession seriously.
In that situation, may I presume you want to settle the outstanding account by paying what you owe?
Before I do anything else, I simply want to make sure. Is that you, Edward of LMP?
Sir, you are correct. That's right. And since lawyers don't lie, you know it's true.
I see. So, I'd like to request 2 days before I respond officially.
You require 2 days?
Yes, I have a few things to think about, and all I need is some time. After all, $30,000 is a significant money.
So, I think you have a point there. So long as you don't intend to flee?
Of course not, since if I did anything like that, I would most likely lose my job and be in even more trouble. I promise not to flee.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Aside from that, as a lawyer, I believe it would be dangerous for you to run when you have so much evidence against you. Given that escaping would be nearly difficult, I see no reason why I shouldn't trust you right now.
Thank you very much. Okay, then, I'll respond in 2 days.
Sir, I eagerly await your response.
Samson, hello. You are present. I'd want to speak for a moment.
Oh my goodness, Bella. Where have you gone? Where did you flee?
I thought I told you I was still seeing my ex. We are now living together.
Yes, I'm aware of it. But all I wanted to know was where you lived.
Why would I ever tell you that? I would be crushed if something happened to my man, therefore I'm not going to tell you anything. Anyway, I've already filed my divorce papers. They are expected to arrive tomorrow, so please submit your documentation as well. Of course, I'm also demanding alimony. I'm thinking about asking for $1 million. And that's on the low end. Of course, you make enough money that you wouldn't notice if you paid the entire amount at once.
So you want $100,000 immediately instead? Do you honestly believe I have that much money to throw around?
Now? Instead? What are you discussing right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm just talking to myself here. Well, see, I have no objections to finalizing our divorce. I'll start working on the paperwork tonight. But, what about alimony? I'm just doing some poking around, and certain things don't seem to add up. I don't believe I have any obligation to pay you.
Is that true? And what makes you think that? The $100,000 wasn't a joke. It was a figure I came up with after carefully calculating how much I would need to maintain my existing standard of living. As your wife, I have the right to demand payment as well, so pay up.
This is unusual.
What? Are you referring to the amount I've asked for? You believe it's excessive? Is that how you made your money? by always being so cheap. So you'd better cope with it because I'm not going to ask for anything else.
No. It's not that you're asking too much.
So, what exactly is it?
So, I was conducting some web research and came across something that you might find interesting. But I assume you'll find out tomorrow. Anyway, bye. Mr. Edward, could you please excuse me? We talked a couple of days ago about how my wife hired you for our divorce. Anyway, it's been 2 days, so I'm reaching out as agreed. Do you have any time to chat about what we were discussing?
Oh, Mr. Sampson. It's wonderful to hear from you. So, tell me, have you made your decision? Will you agree to pay the full amount of $30,000 to divorce your wife?
No. I'm afraid I won't be able to pay any of it.
Please excuse me.
In fact, I believe I will be the one suing for damages. So you can anticipate me to send you an invoice for the same amount.
I'm not sure I understand. Mr. Sampson, what do you suppose you're doing here?
I'm doing exactly what you're doing. $30,000 is the asking price.
I'm not sure what you're saying right now, sir. Do you know where you stand in the eyes of the law right now? Sir, I'll give you a hint, and it's not good. Please put an end to all of this nonsense about not paying. I realize it's a lot, but we have to act like grown-ups about it.
Oh, really? And I have to pay because, according to you, this is what a woman receives for divorcing her husband?
I know you may not like it, but I am simply relaying what the law states.
I know that many people believe that is how divorce works, but they would be greatly misled if they did any genuine investigation.
Sir, this is a statutory fee. There is no error here. I'm a lawyer, and attorneys don't make mistakes.
And I'm here to tell you that you're inventing this law, which does not exist. According to the letter of the law, whichever party is found to be unfaithful must financially recompense the other. That is, if the cheater is caught, he or she must compensate the victim. No aspect of the law is governed only by a person's gender.
And what does an armchair attorney like you know about how the law actually works?
I've already assembled it. I'm aware that you're the man with whom my wife is having an affair. You're her ex.
I'm not sure what you're on about.
I know you've been seeing each other on and off for about 3 years. I had hired a private investigator to investigate my wife's affair and determine who the man she was sleeping with was.
You hired a detective agency to spy on your wife?
Not only her. You, as well. This detective even followed you into a pub and sat close enough to overhear what you were saying, including you bragging about your brilliant scheme to mimic a lawyer and cheat me out of money. But do you want to know what tipped you off? You must have been so proud of yourself when you thought of that minor detail. However, you should have exercised greater caution. Because it's the one certain way I know you're not a lawyer.
What do you mean? Naturally, I'm a lawyer. This is insane.
So, do you still insist on being Edward from LMP?
Of course I am. How could I not be?
So, with which bar association do you belong?
What is a bar association? What does the location of my drinking have to do with anything? What about your license number? For what? My car? Oh. Right. That is the license. Well. I believe we have the right to privacy in this nation, and I refuse to answer those queries on that basis.
You are aware that it is simple to locate information on lawyers on the American Bar Association's website, right?
Wait. Is this true?
And one more thing, which should have tipped you off, Edward is a buddy of mine.
He is not. No, I don't think so.
But I don't believe I ever had the opportunity to adequately introduce myself. My name is Sampson, and I work for the LMP legal business.
What do you mean?
Well, I remember Edward, who was a lawyer at this business. Edward is a female.
A woman?
Perhaps this is just a coincidence. Perhaps you had no idea a genuine lawyer named Edward existed. But even if you did, you didn't bother checking to see if they were a guy or a woman.
Please wait. I believe there is an error.
So let us reacquaint ourselves. So, what do you think, Chad? By the way, I previously went through the bother of putting your name through a couple of databases, and none of them generated a lawyer with your name. Of course, you must be aware with our state's penal code's Title 53 as Section 130. The one that explains the legal ramifications of impersonating a lawyer without being one yourself. In case you forgot, persons found guilty of this offense risk up to 2 years in prison and a $30,000 fine.
You must be kidding. Is that against the law?
Of course, no one has been seriously injured as a result of your imitation. I'd say you'll be fine if you just pay me the money I asked for earlier. I've already spoken with the genuine Edward, who has promised not to pursue any legal action against you as long as you agree. And as long as you never forget that what you attempted to accomplish is illegal.
I see. I deeply regret this.
Hey, Samson! What did you do to Chad, and what is the matter with him?
Sorry, but I don't understand what you're saying.
He promised to pay you the money you wanted from him. He said I wasn't going to receive what I wanted from you. What happened to him? What sort of lies did you tell him? All I needed was $100,000, and the whole thing might have been over. Why did you feel the need to destroy everything?
Oh, I think I get what's going on here. Did you ever tell Chad what I do for a living?
What do you mean? What does that have to do with anything?
However, when I discovered that one of you was asking for $30,000 and the other for $100,000, I recognized you couldn't have been working together. You were both attempting to extract money from me without informing the other.
I honestly don't understand what you're talking about.
I'm referring to your accomplice. The one with whom you cheated on me. Did you know he came to me dressed as a lawyer and demanded $30,000 in alimony on your behalf? Despite the fact that I'm a lawyer.
What is he?
And, based on some research I've done, Chad appears to be still in a lot of debt. He must have regarded this as an opportunity to acquire some money to help pay it off.
What exactly do you mean by he's in debt? He informed me he has a job that pays him $200,000 per year.
I'm afraid that was most likely a lie to persuade you to return to him. Chad is a hopeless gambling addict with a massive debt.
That isn't possible.
Now, what about you? You are aware that women are not automatically compensated during the divorce procedure, aren't you? In fact, if there is evidence of them cheating or engaging in other forms of adultery, the amount is lowered or even canceled entirely.
No. That is not possible. So you're saying I won't get paid?
Of course not. Did I really marry such a moron? I feel sorry for myself more than anyone else right now.
Samson, I'm sorry. I'd like to tell you something.
What do you want?
I've decided not to divorce after all.
Are you serious?
Yes, of course. It was a ridiculous idea. I'll leave Chad as soon as possible and return home.
Good luck with that, because I've already relocated.
You relocated?
Yeah, now that I'm single, I don't need as much space as we did.
I can't believe you're telling the truth. Where should I go now?
That is not my concern. You could consider living with your parents again.
Why would I do something like that?
I'm not sure, I'm simply throwing out some possibilities. They're not really pleased with you right now, so I'm not sure if they'll assist.
What exactly are you on about?
So, I called them to inform them of the divorce and that you're cheating. To put it mildly, they were astounded. So, they might not be able to assist you right now.
What exactly is it? What did you do? Why did you drag my parents into this?
They called since they hadn't heard from you in a while, so I told them what was going on. Anyways, see ya. Following that, I heard Bella was hiding out at Chad's place, avoiding her family's angry phone calls. As for Chad, he had given up the fight already and was eager to have Bella taken off his hands. He ended up breaking up with her because she had just added to his debt. She left, but not before both of them were issued with papers. Bella soon agreed to the divorce terms I provided, and Chad paid my colleague's impersonation costs. Chad looked to have turned his life around and become a useful member of society after that. Hopefully, he will discover his own path and lead a happy life. But what about my ex-wife? Her demeanor worsened. She could only muster enough motivation to look for a part-time job. I believe her current intention is to marry a wealthy, unmarried, middle-aged man instead. I already feel sorry for that poor man.
Honey, I might be coming home late today. I haven't finished my work yet. You know that I'm quite busy lately. I won't get home by 8 p.m. I've already made some food. It's in the fridge, you can go ahead and eat first.
Well, I'm afraid. I'm also going to be home late today. You'll probably get home before I do.
You have to work overtime too? You've been doing that a lot recently, Matt.
Yeah, that's right. I've been busy lately. What do you want me to do?
Just do what you have to do. Nothing I say can change that. But really, you have been coming home late and I'm worried. You go drink with the business partners again?
What do you mean again?
You didn't notice? Lately, you've been coming home smelling like alcohol.
I was just caught up with something at the end of work. You do the same. It's not a big deal, right?
Don't you remember the health screening you did last month? The doctor warned you against drinking too much. I just thought you should be a bit more careful. I don't want you to end up with an alcohol problem like my brother.
Oh God, Lisa! The doctor is over-exaggerating. It's fine and I wasn't drinking too much. I have to entertain the guests at the party so they will be more willing to sign the contract. Anyway, speaking of drinking and eating, don't you think you have been making the same meals over and over again lately? It's the reason that I've been eating out so much. I'm so sick of eating the same things.
What you're thinking, Matt? I was just thinking about your health when making them. I wish you were more appreciative of what I do for you.
You were thinking about my health? Really? Why can't you be a little bit more creative? All of your food tastes like they were made by an old grandma. I think you should do a little more research on cooking. Maybe you should take some cooking lessons.
If you have a problem with my cooking, then you should learn how to cook and make your own food.
That's your job, Lisa. That's the reason why I have been eating out. At least the food outside is more colorful. Not only did your food taste like it was made by an old grandma, they also looked like they were made by an old grandma.
Hey, stop with the old grandma. You do know that you are the same age as me, right? Doesn't that make you an old grandpa? We're the same here. Don't just talk about me.
Well, unlike you, I've been taking care of my appearance. I even put on this new cologne I've bought. And my hair is always in good shape. On the other hand, you always just tie your hair up and wear the same suit every day. You don't think there is any problem with it? Aren't the younger ones in the company making fun of you?
I've been keeping myself clean and tidy, though.
You don't understand, Lisa. Being out of fashion is the problem here. It's funny that you're saying this.
Do you remember what you said the last time when I bought cosmetics? You said that there is nothing an ugly person can do to make herself look good. Now you're telling me to clean myself up?
Oh right, I said that. What I said is true though. I'll be honest with you. Now is a good time for you to start looking into yourself. Like putting on a new dress, wearing some perfume and getting a new hairstyle. You aren't in your 20s anymore. You need to take more care of yourself. Well, at least you still have a job. That's like the only merit you have. But thinking about the future, you should really study up on beauty and fashion. Especially now that you are done with raising our kids. You got more time to enjoy yourself. Using that time effectively is what I'm saying.
Though I'm done with child raising, we still have the home loan to pay off.
Why are you worrying about it so much? There's only a little left to pay off, right?
Okay, Matt. I'll start thinking about myself and how to use my own time effectively when we have completely finished paying it off.
I think by then it will be too late.
Why you think so?
Well, I just thought it will turn out that way. You know, with you being. Anyway, that's all the advice from me. Take it or leave it.
You bet I won't.
What? Are you upset that I called you old?
That's enough. Stop calling me that.
You see what I mean? Saying something like that is not cute at all. You're old, but at least have charm like an actual woman. That's why I don't want to go home.
Matt! Where are you at now? Can you come home right now? You're off work today. You're just now playing around, right? Get back home now.
It's my day off, Lisa. What's wrong with you? I can't just go home now.
Okay, fine. But I have to ask you.
Ask me what?
You have taken out our savings, haven't you?
Oh, you have realized that?
What? Are you kidding me? You have been taking out almost all of our savings. What exactly are you thinking? Are you out of your mind? Where did the money go?
Calm down, Lisa. No need to be panic.
How can I?
Just take it easy. I just have things I need to pay for. There are things I must do, you know. I need to get to make myself look good. Cologne, new shoes, new ties, and my brand new watch.
So you're saying you've been wasting the money on shopping?
Lisa, don't call it a waste. They are essential things.
Essential? That money is for both of us after retirement. If you keep doing things like this, we will not end up saving any money. What are we going to do?
Hey, there is still money left in the account. That much is enough.
I'm saying it's not okay. You need to think more about the future. I've been holding off on buying the things. I want to save up little by little. And finally can pay off the loan. I have made million of calculation of how I can save up money. While you on the other hand just spent the money however you like. You think that's fair?
Lisa, I've been helping out too. Some of my paycheck went to the loan.
Not enough, Matt. You've been changing your jobs ever since we got married. You never really got a rise in your paychecks. Who is the person you think that has been supporting you this whole time?
Well, I supported you and you were pregnant. Don't you remember?
What? Is that your responsibility for taking care of that? That's your child, Matt. And that story dated back a decade. And our kid is all grown now. Can't believe you're saying that to me. I went back to work immediately after I gave birth. You didn't really help me during child raising. I paid for all of his school fees. I bought all of his clothes, his school supplies, and that summer camp he went to in high school.
It's not a big deal, Lisa. Don't complain about what happened in the past. What's done is done.
Hey, you're the one proud of what you did when I'm pregnant. That sounds funny, Matt. You need to stop thinking only about yourself and more about our family.
Then how about you use the same amounts of money that I've used from the savings? I wouldn't mind you doing that. Then it will be fair and you will have no complaints, right?
That's not the problem here. I'm saying that you can't just spend money like it's nothing.
Can we argue about this another time? I'm busy now. I don't have time to listen to an old grandma.
Okay. We'll talk it out when you come back.
Do you think saying that makes me want to go back? If anything, we'll finish paying off the loan next month. I just have to make the same amount that I've spent. Then you don't have a problem anymore, right?
Don't make it sound so easy. You're not getting a raise soon and the amount you took out is a lot.
Okay. I have come up with an idea.
What idea?
I'll make time to talk things through next month.
Why? Why not today?
Because I got things to do this month. So we'll do next month. I promise to make time for you. You can yell at me then.
I'm not really understanding this. Why can't we do it today?
There are only a couple of weeks until next month. You can wait, right? And I don't feel like talking to you when you are not calm. I want to give you time to think things over before we talk.
I won't forgive you even if you give me time to think. What you did is unforgivable.
Talk about this until next month or else I won't talk about it at all. Your choice.
All right, we'll definitely have to talk about it next month.
Lisa. You're at home now, right?
It's 6 p.m. in the weekend. Where can I be at?
Okay. I got you something in the drawer, just take it out.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Divorce paper?
Oh good, you found them. I have no use of you anymore. Now that we're done with raising our son and paying back the loan. You can go now. LOL.
That's why you said you wanted to wait a month before we talked things over.
You got it. I have no need to spend time with an old grandma like you anymore from now on. I'm free to do whatever. It's time to get a divorce and start my next stage in life. Please turn in the divorce papers after you sign them, Lisa.
All right, I'll turn them in immediately and I'll be throwing out all the stuff too.
Throw what?
I'm throwing out your stuff. Your cologne, your shoes, your clothes, and something like that. I don't think you'll need it anymore. Since the house is under my name, your things are just useless here.
Excuse me? It's my house.
You don't remember? When we were going to buy the house, you quit your job. We almost couldn't get a loan. It was because I was working at that time that we were able to get one. What makes you think you deserve the house? Are you out of your mind?
But I'm the homeowner.
What? Are you talking about being the man of the house? Not like you've done anything to act like one. And that's different from who actually owns the house. You don't even understand the difference. You're really stupid.
Wait. Then whose house is it?
It's my house. It's under my name.
How could you say that? I paid back the loan too.
But I paid for pretty much all of it.
Well, if the house is not going to be mine, then we'll sell it and split the money.
Oh, you actually know that you can do that. You're not so stupid. It's fine with me. Let's sell the house.
But you were not even a bit surprised when I told you I want a divorce, right?
What do you want me to do? Make a fuss or something?
No, this is better for me anyway.
I was thinking of getting a divorce too. I know you are having an affair with this girl from your company.
What?
You don't have to pretend anymore, Matt. I found out everything. You are looking suspicious, so I did some research. I know you spent our savings on that girl. I have evidence, lots and lots of pictures and videos of you guys. There are enough for me to sue you. It will get me a pretty good compensation. I'll have to thank you for that.
Oh, you know that. I love her with my whole heart. You're nothing compared to her.
Oh, you've confessed. I'm also thinking of telling your company about this affair.
It has nothing to do with the company. There's no need for you to tell them.
Of course it has something to do with them. You went to the hotel during working hours many times. I'm sure your boss would love to hear about this.
Don't make any impulsive decisions. Think it over again, Lisa. It would cause trouble for me if you tell my boss. I was finally able to get a long-term job. This will hurt my image. I can do whatever you want, Lisa.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
I want money, of course, and the house goes to me.
I never knew you were such a greedy person.
I don't care what you call me. I paid back most of the loan anyway, so I deserve the house.
Okay, I agree. But I need you to write up a contract about this. I have to make sure you're not keeping your promise.
All right, I'm willing to. I'll hand in the divorce papers soon. You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Starting today, we're strangers.
You are not lovable even in the end. That's why you're getting dumped at this old age.
Why I even care about what you saying? I almost get rid of you in my life. I can't not be happier. So, enjoy your relationship. Bye. After that, Matt called and texted a couple more times. But he stopped right when he realized that nothing will change my mind. One day at work, he suddenly started yelling at the girl he cheated with. Then the company found out about the affair. Then, everyone around is ignoring him gradually. Nobody wants anything to do with him. I have no regrets for what I did. My life is now better than ever.
Hey Mom, what time are you coming home tonight? Are you going to make it home for dinner?
It looks like I'll be leaving on time today. Is there anything in the fridge? I can buy something on my way home.
We're all set. I went shopping. I can make something simple, like pasta maybe?
Thank you, Camila. You're a godsend. You're so helpful around the house, and that helps me so much at work, too. You're too good to be true, my sweets.
Stop it, Mom. I'll make pasta, okay? It's not a big deal.
Okay. Did you do your homework?
Yes. I'm done. My new homeroom teacher is really strict. She makes you stand in the back of the class if you don't do your homework. I think she doesn't like me, too.
What? Isn't she that young teacher that started this year?
Yes. It's her first year teaching. So we all thought she would be cool, you know. But I guess not. She's crazy scary. Jen was getting yelled at for something today, and it was totally not her fault. I tried to speak up for her, but then she started yelling at me too.
Oh. This could be a problem. I want to hear all about it when I get home.
Okay. I'll see you soon. I can't wait to dig into some delicious pasta.
Good evening. This is Daisy Richards. I'm sorry to contact you so late, but you never answered my calls.
Daisy, you're Camila's homeroom teacher? Is everything okay at school?
Mrs. Rose, am I correct in understanding that you are a single mother?
Excuse me? What does that have to do with anything?
So you're a low-income single-parent home. Is that correct?
Wait just a second. Is this some sort of joke?
A joke? No, of course not.
Then are you trying to provoke me? To what end?
Oh, nothing like that. Please don't misunderstand my intentions. I'm just confirming the facts. You are a low-income single-parent home, struggling to make ends meet. And this led to Camila developing an abrasive attitude. That's what I want to confirm.
I am so offended I'm at a loss for words.
That's fine. I knew already. I'm just double-checking the facts. It's clear to me now why your daughter is so defiant. That's the unfortunate outcome of being from a single-parent home.
How dare you speak this way to a parent? My daughter is not defiant.
I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Like mother, like daughter.
Daisy, I think we need to have a chat in person. This is not a discussion to have via text. I'm busy with some business trips this week, so I'll go in for a meeting next week. I'll call to make an appointment.
Oh, don't worry about it. Being a single mom, I'm sure you can't afford to take time off work.
That's so rude.
Oh, but maybe we will have to set up a meeting. If Camila continues down this path, she's bound to get into trouble. Then we'll have to call her parents in. Oh, sorry, parent.
What are you accusing Camila of anyway? Never mind, it's no use discussing it now. I'll adjust my schedule and make a visit to the school next week. We'll discuss this in great detail at that time, believe me.
Mom, I'm in trouble.
What is it? Are you okay? You're supposed to be staying at Uncle Jimmy's while I'm on my trip. Did something happen?
Yes. I'm at Uncle Jimmy's house. Everything's fine. The problem is school. The class's lunch money went missing from the teacher's desk. I'm getting blamed for stealing it.
What? Why you? You wouldn't do anything like that, right?
Of course not. I didn't even know it was in her desk. I thought it's taken to the office right after it's collected. I've never even heard of the money being kept in the classroom. The whole thing is really fishy.
That is a little strange.
But Miss Daisy says that she left the money in her desk. And she insists that I was the one that stole it.
Your homeroom teacher, again? Why is she singling you out as the culprit? You did tell her you didn't do it, right?
Of course I told her I didn't do it. And I said that it's not fair to be pointing fingers without any proof. But she wouldn't believe me. She says she needs to talk with you tomorrow. I asked them to call Uncle Jimmy since you were busy at work.
No, that's okay. I need to be there. This has gone far enough. I'll tell Uncle Jimmy I'm going. Camila, don't you worry about a thing.
Everything's going to be all right.
Daisy, I need a word with you.
Oh, I heard you can't make it tomorrow. You're on a business trip? You can't even make time to deal with your child's criminal behavior?
Camila says she didn't do it. Why did you leave such a large sum of money in the classroom to begin with?
That's none of your business. It's just administrative policy.
What policy? Explain it to me. Why don't you tell me the truth? You look down on our family for being a single-parent household. And now you're accusing my daughter Camila with no proof whatsoever.
I am surprised you would speak to your daughter's teacher this way. Ugh. Please try to stay civil in our talks, okay? This is why I hate single-parent homes. In order to create the ideal civil classroom I aspire to, I need to remove the bad apples. Camila is defiant and audacious. She's constantly talking back and being problematic. She's a typical miscreant with no respect for her teachers.
I've never been told anything of the sort about Camila. I am very involved in her life, and she is doing excellent at school and has many friends.
You're a little biased, being her mother. I'll be requiring an apology letter from each of you, 2,000 words, Times New Roman double-spaced.
An apology letter?
About your daughter's criminal actions and your crude attitude toward me. I think it's quite generous of me.
Do you now?
Oh, and I'll need you to compensate for the stolen lunch fees. It was Camila who took it, and you need to take responsibility for it.
She didn't take it. Do you have any proof?
Please don't try to drag this out. We've established that you're a struggling single mother. It's obvious Camila stole the money. If you are not going to write a formal apology letter, I will report this matter to the police.
Really? Do you know who I am?
What?
I suppose we've never met in person, so you didn't recognize me. And I'm guessing you haven't read the student information all that carefully.
What are you trying to say? Just get to the point, will you?
Patronizing me for being a single mother and blaming Camila for theft. Asking for a written apology from both of us? Based on your one-sided opinion. I should have been more careful when I hired you.
What kind of game are you playing at? You think you can just mock your daughter's teacher? I can see where your daughter gets her attitude problem from.
My name is Rose Walters.
Good for you.
You don't recognize my name? I am the superintendent to the school you work at.
What? Superintendent?
I'm not at the school day today and don't interact with the staff much. I wasn't there for your interview either. But we've met at least once, at the first assembly of the year. I made a speech. Were you not listening?
I'm confused. You're saying you're the superintendent and Camila's your daughter?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Do you still not get it?
So, I'm speaking now. To the superintendent? Rose Walters. The superintendent of the school?
You seem a little rattled.
No, I'm.
Are you nervous because I'm your boss's boss? I understand. You handpicked my daughter to be blamed for a theft in your classroom. That's some heavy stuff.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. Maybe it was my mistake.
Maybe?
No, I mean, it was my mistake. I'm terribly sorry for all the trouble.
It wasn't a mistake, was it? I think you concocted this whole story as some kind of appraisal for standing up for her friend. Isn't that right?
No. Ma'am. I didn't mean it like that. I was doing my job as a teacher and trying to educate my classroom through discipline.
Your job? I don't think your job is to shove your warped view of order down the children's throats.
I didn't mean it to be that way. I never thought that a superintendent's daughter would be in my class. I had no idea. Please forgive me.
It's not about her being my daughter. Have you ever considered how immensely your words and actions affect your students? It affects their school life and character development. Your actions are not appropriate for any student, not just my daughter.
I understand. I stand corrected. I acted immaturely. I shouldn't have accused Camila like that.
I don't know what you have against single-parent homes. But I've been a parent for 13 years, and never have I been insulted like this. Calling my daughter a criminal based on your outlandish assumptions. Coming from a teacher, no less.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. I was out of line. Please excuse my actions. I'll go to your house to apologize in person. I'll write an apology letter. I'll do anything. I'll apologize to Camila, too.
That won't be necessary.
What? What do you mean?
I can't have someone like you in charge of my daughter's education. I'm having a different teacher put in charge of her class at the very least.
But everything was just starting to come together.
I doubt that's the case. Keeping kids behaving well in a dictatorship is not good leadership.
But the school year just started. I'm still getting the hang of things.
First, we need to resolve the lunch money issue. Is it true that the money went missing from your desk?
Yes, it's true. But it was my responsibility. I don't blame any of my students. I will compensate for the missing money. I haven't told the principal about this yet. I can fix this.
Why haven't you told the principal? A theft in the classroom is a serious problem, Ms. Daisy. Why are you trying to resolve it yourself?
I thought it was my duty as a teacher.
It seems you have no idea what a teacher's duties are. Enough! You failed to report a significant incident, behaved inappropriately and rashly. This conversation is over. I will discuss your reprimand with the school.
My reprimand? No. Please. I'll take care of it.
That's not happening. You called one of your students a criminal and demanded written apologies. Even threatened to call the police. You are not getting out of this lightly.
Goodbye.
Ms. Daisy. You'd better start looking for a new job. Not as a teacher, of course. Subsequently, Daisy expressed deep remorse to Rose, going so far as to compose an extensive letter of apology. She went to the extent of composing a distinct letter addressed to Camila, and she penned it while in the presence of the entire class. Subsequently, it came to light that Daisy was indeed the individual responsible for taking the lunch money. She received an immediate punitive discharge as a consequence. Evidently, she fabricated the entire scenario as a means to retaliate against Camila for defending her friend. Such a disgraceful educator and despicable individual. Her images and details from the arrest were exposed on social media, causing her to become a viral symbol of a problematic teacher. Following the extensive negative publicity, it's highly unlikely that any school would consider hiring her in the future. Rose resolved to participate in all interviews for potential new teachers and take a more active role in the hiring procedure, with the intention of preventing such mistakes from occurring in the future. The positive aspect is that, liberated from the influence of Daisy's distorted approach to discipline, Camila and the rest of her classmates were establishing a harmonious rapport with their new teacher.